Alright guys, Supreme Kami here. So I have completely forgot to review the Warfare Barbatos the 6th form here. So as for this unit, we do have only 6 parts to be looking at, and let's take a look at the overall unit as what kind of stat we're looking at. I did actually upgrade it to level 80, but I did not upgrade, or I did not put any marks in this one. So as the parameter, you guys can see that actually, let me remove this real quick. So if we are only talking about the first 5 parts, like from the head part to the back, you guys can see that the melee attack, you guys can say that, oh, it looks pretty impressive. But on the other hand, you can say that, where's my melee defense? So as far as the Barbatos 6th form, I'm just gonna say it is suffering from that IBO syndrome, where just pretty much any unit from the Eye of Blood Orphans has a ridiculous amount of shot defense. Going back into the actual lore of these series itself, so it makes sense that why you should have a absurd amount of shot defense compared to main defense. But yeah, kind of unfortunate right there. Kind of, it is what it is. If you would compare, let's say, to the standard version, I'm not gonna call this one like a pushover, just because the standard one does have alteration, so the EX skill would hit harder. On the other hand, as for this one does not have the best word tag. Like, what is this? Ace exclusive, urban area, and then Gundam types. Like, oh, like why? You know what I mean? Wow, this one you do have the same kind of like the same situation. You do have Gundam type for urban area, but this one reluctantly did pack in a close combat. 3 of them actually on the leg part, back part, and then the melee weapon. So that's kind of like a relief. But I don't know, man. I don't know why they didn't go for like a full on defense build, or like a full on melee build. I don't know why they didn't do that. But let's take a look at the stat real quick, so you guys can see that like the melee defense is pretty much non-existent. You do have some pretty good base melee attack, and that this one actually look pretty sick. Shot attack, shot defense look pretty good, but the ward tag obviously is not, it's not really up there. And this one is portrait wise, it's gonna be pretty good. You do have your enemy melee damage up by 35%, so that's good. But as for the activation condition, we are talking about urban categories. So yeah, why? It makes sense trying to go for like the actual enemy itself, but like in terms of practicality, it's a very situational thing. So yeah, it's good, but it's bad at the same time. So what can we say? What can we say? It's honestly just not even worth it. Alright, so going over to the torso, so the base melee attack is pretty good, but the melee defense sucks, unfortunately. Shot attack is kind of, the opposite, it's low, but you do have some good shot defense right there. Ward type on this one is going to be Gundam type, and then urban area once again. As for the portrait, when HP or when armor is 40% or more, revive for 30% armor once only. So 30% is definitely not a bad number, but if we talk about in today's day, I probably want maybe 40%, 50% in that general vicinity. I just feel like 30% is just not enough per se. I don't know, man, but it's good. Having revive is good. It's a good disturbance for if your enemy only use EX skill only does 1 shots, they pop your revive and bam, you're back again. So it's good. It's definitely nice kits to have as an overall portrait, so nothing to complain about right there. Moving over to the arm, so stat wise it's gonna be a swallow. I guess it's pretty decent for the actual melee attack. Shot attack is somewhat decent enough as well, and shot defense, definitely up there for sure. But melee defense is like woof, a non-existent. As for the overward tag in this fight, and then for urban area once again, EX skill, we have the 170 auto cannon. This one unfortunately does not. With the proper alteration in years out, this one should perform fairly well, but to this point of the day, is this going to be inferior to the standard version. While that one that does that has the alteration, that one is just going to be performing a lot more better. So this one is a magazine type, so that's why currently we are sitting at an 8 piercing D power with 11 magazines. So it's good. I don't even know when these ones will get an alteration. Like I cannot tell you guys. Like, it's gonna be years, because we're talking about, we still have a lot of warfare that has not gotten their alteration, like some of the newer ones per se. So yeah, it's gonna be in that it's just gonna be in that quoting. This is gonna be a long time from now. Look at the legs. So this one, yeah, once again, just have some pretty good base melee, shot attack, shot defense, looking fairly good, but melee defense is like, oof, why? Gonna type and then close combat for this one. What about the portrait? With blade category equipped, enemy EXQ penetration reduced by 45%. So pretty much gonna be a dud. Portrait is not gonna be too effective because like, let me know how many times do you guys actually get EXQ'd by your enemy. Now friend battle may be different, but as far as any of your PvE content, you hardly ever run into your enemy executing EXQ. I would say probably those maybe story chapters, or even let's say those crew multi or those crew daily mission, that might differ. But other than that, this portrait is completely not gonna be good. So kind of sad that they didn't part with that packet with like the power trait, you know, EXQ, or excuse me, power trait portrait, or maybe with like those damage traits, or just regular power boosting. I don't know what kind of agenda they went with there. But looking at the back part, this one should look pretty hot. So I am going to be taking on this week. We still have the hash mount multi mission, so that's why I do want to hop in this EXQ and see what kind of number we are cooking with this one. As for the stats, so it's going to be a swallow, so not looking too terrible once again for the base melee. Defense not too good. Shot attack and shot defense are just going to be a swallow. So yeah, you guys do pretty much get the overall pictures of the overall stats. They are heavily leaning towards that shot defense. But what about the EXQ here? So this one I think is fairly similar to the original one. So I do want to check out the original one real quick. So we do have this one, the non-flinching factor, but while the standard version, what do we have here? I would definitely say the standard version is definitely better because we also do have that health recovery by 38%, so maxing out should be 48%. Yeah, that's good. Definitely loving the standard version a lot more better. This one honestly is not, this is pushover. They give you a little bit higher attack buffering, but that doesn't really matter. Having that health recovery for longevity wise is so important in a sense, depending on how you look at things. But yeah, this one I wouldn't call it like that great, but yeah, having a health recovery definitely is a better option in my honest opinion. But the power, this one is, oh, it's only, okay, so that one only clocks in an A minus, while this one level by is already A. So that's gonna be another difference. So this one, in theory, should hit a tad less than when we take a look at the standard version. So that one should hit like a truck. You know, that one is looking at an A power already. And last but not least, the ranch mace. So the following are going to be the stat spread. So not that bad. It's 10k. You know, pretty good. Does have some pretty nice chunks of shot defense. And then we do have the Maze Rush. So this one's going to be a fairly bad one for the alteration because we are only looking at a C power. This one does actually buff your melee defense up by 24%, so that's pretty good to see. So up next, let me do actually put this onto skin. I do want to see what kind of output we are able to perform. But what I'll actually be doing, because if I remember correctly, the backcasting EXQ is not unawakenable. So what I can do is we are going to be subbing in the other Barbatos head. So let me see if I can, which one should I use? I will probably use not the Lupus, not this one either. Oh, none, oh really? None of them has it? Okay, if that's the case, huh? Okay, I'll just do like a raw testing. I'll see what kind of digit we can get. I thought the regular Barbatos form has it. I guess not, but we'll see. I do expect the back part to completely dominate as far as one-shotting. Do have doubts about the actual mace itself. I don't think it will perform all that nice, but let me do put this on the skin. I'm gonna put this onto my actual melee builds, and then we will figure out what kind of number we can get afterwards. Alright guys, so I do have the melee build going on right now. So this is what we are looking at. So these are going to be the following portrait that will allow me to kind of potentially shred the whole hash mark kind of business here. So things that are probably not going to be applicable, it's going to be this one, simply because I value this portrait over some of the regular power boosting. So that should definitely come in handy. And something to worth note is I'm also going to be using the new FF Select as well. So this one is going to be beneficial to the Army EX skill, the 170 mm autocannon. But as for the actual melee EX skill, they're probably not really going to proctor. So yeah, I think this overall build does, should perform nicely in a sense. Definitely, I just don't have the best part for melee anymore, just because I kind of stopped investing into melee for a very long time. So whatever kind of portrait falls align that aligns with the melee build, I kind of went with that. So gonna be glitching once again, so I'm just gonna cut right into the fight, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so we are in. So I actually am going to be starting things out with the 170 mm cannon. Just want to see what. Oh yeah, we're not doing any great damage at all. So let's try this. Oh wow, we actually one-shotted the leg. That is impressive. And we one-shotted it. So I didn't really see the full damage, but we probably did roughly closing into 21 million, and that is enough to take down the final wave. So that's good. So I didn't really bring in any impressive buffs, so I didn't cheat and use like actual buffing like I did for some of like the one I did yesterday for the command Gundam. So overall, if you guys do have a pretty stacked build going on, maybe not as close as to mine, but you guys should be able to dash out fairly insane number. Just kind of keep that in mind. You want to balance portrait out with the regular power boosting and then some of the damage portrait, and they are gonna allow you to hit insanely hard. Even though I do have few spots that are, let's say, buff EX skill effects up, but keep that in mind, I only have one EX skill that provide me with a type up, so that in a sense doesn't really apply it too much in a sense. So but overall, that was fairly impressive, even though that this one right now does not have the alteration, but the standard one, if you compare to the standard one, obviously it's going to perform better. But looking at it from a welfare standpoint, this is very good for the EX2 damage. So but with that being said, that's going to be pretty much for me, and then I'll be catching you all on the next one.